Welcome to a demo session on WebDinPro, ABAP and portal integration. In this demo we will see how to integrate the application developed in WebDinPro ABAP to integrate it into the portal and create an iView for that. Okay, the WebDinPro ABAP is already developed. It's in a NetWeaver 2004 S ABAP system. Name of the component is Venky_flight search. It's a simple flight search application, and the important thing is we need to remember the name of the WebDinPro application, not the component but WebDinPro application. The WebDinPro application is the entry point to the component, and this is what will be used to execute this component. So this will be the entry point, so we need to remember the name of this application, which happens to be same as the component, but it could be different. So the name of the application is Venky_flight search, so we will remember that. And the portal system, it's again SAP NetWeaver 2004 S portal. That's what you need to integrate the WebDinPro ABAP. Of course, technically it's possible to integrate the WebDinPro ABAP application with the earlier version, which is the SAP NetWeaver 2004 portal. Though it's technically possible, there are some restrictions, like you will not be able to automatically use the portal style sheet, and there are some more minor restrictions. So let's go ahead with integrating the WebDinPro ABAP application into the portal content. So let me log into the portal. And first of all, we need something called a system alias, that is to establish the connectivity from the portal system to the backend ABAP system, and that can be it's already created, so I'm just going to show you how to do it and what are the important parameters for that. We need to get into the system administration, system configuration, and this is called the system landscape editor, and the system we will be accessing is RKD. It could be any NetWeaver 2004 S ABAP system, and this is the system that I have already created. It's called Venky Test RKD, and I'm going to show you what are the important parameters that have to be entered for creating such a system. The most important parameter is the property category web application server, because it's going to be an HTTP connection to the backend ABAP system. So we need to specify the hostname : port, and this can be got from the ICM parameter. So if you want to get the hostname, the fully qualified hostname, and the port, HTTP port, you can run transaction SMICM in the backend ABAP system and go to parameters display, and right here the HTTP protocol and the port number is 50077. That's the port number for the HTTP protocol, and in order to get the fully qualified host name, you can scroll down to the end and iwdf0320.wdf.sap.corp. that's the host name. So that's what you would use, the combination of host : port. And then once you create the system, another important thing is you need to create something called a system alias, and that's what will be used while creating the iView. So we need to define a system alias, and what I have defined as Venky_test_RKD, and that's the name of the system alias. Okay, so let's go ahead and create the iView. For that, we need to go to the content administration. I'm going to create a portal content by creating the iView, WebDinPro ABAP iView. So I've already created a folder to store my iView, portal content, and my personal folder. So I'm going to create an iView. So right click and new iView, and you need to choose the iView template. You're going to create it using the iView template. So choose iView template and then click on next, and that should bring a list of iView templates to choose from. And out of that, we need to choose the SAP WebDynPro iView. The iView name. The iView name is going to be WebDynPro Flight Search. And if you want, you can give a iView prefix and some meaningful description. And then click on next. And as step 3, we need to choose what's the platform. Are you going to create a Java, a WebDynPro Java iView, or WebDynPro ABAP? Since we are going to create a WebDynPro ABAP iView, I'm choosing that. Click on next. And here we can enter some of the WebDynPro related parameters. And the first thing is which system we are going to use. The system alias, that is the RKD alias. And here is an important catch, the namespace. Typically in WebDynPro Java, this namespace is your DC name, the development component name. Or if you're not using a DC, this would be your Eclipse project name. But in case of WebDynPro ABAP, it has to be SAP, because that's what it's going to use when the portal generates the URL for accessing the WebDynPro ABAP application. Let me show you that quickly. So this is your application. So let me execute it. I'm testing this WebDynPro application, and you can see the actual URL that's being triggered right here: SAP BC WebDynPro SAP, and then the name of the application. The exact same URL can be viewed right here. When you double click on the application, the URL can be seen here. And as you may know, this is an ICF service. So in order to view the service tree, you can go to transaction SICF, and then the hierarchy type is service, and you can expand the tree SAP BC WebDynPro, and then that's your namespace called SAP, and that's what you should enter when you create a WebDynPro ABAP iView. And then under that you would get all the WebDynPro applications here. Okay, so this SAP, now we understand where and why we have to, where it's coming from and why we have to enter the namespace as SAP. And the application name, the actual application that we will be invoking. And as I mentioned, this is the name you have to give, not the component name, but the actual WebDynPro application name. So let's enter that, Venky_flight search. And what's going to be the client? As you know, WebDynPro is client independent. It could be accessed from a Windows client or Java client, Swing based Java client, or a typical web browser which is plain HTML. So let me choose HTML, and optionally, if you can also mention some configuration name, or if the application has some parameters, you can also pass it right here. So let me click on next, and your WebDynPro ABAP iView is created and ready to be tested. and once you create this iView, it can be assigned to a page and then to a role, so that it's visible in your portal menu. So let's test it. WebDin Pro WD WebDin Pro Flight Search. I'm going to right click and then click on preview. I'm just doing a simple test because I'm not going to create a row, a page and then role. It's out of the scope for this demo. We are just going to do a single test of this iView. So now it's asking for the authentication because the user mapping is not done, which can be done, and even a single sign-on could be turned on, configured for accessing the WebDin Pro application from the portal. Alright, so now the WebDin Pro application is up and running. Now you can do a search or browse and whatever you want. Okay, to summarize, first we identified which WebDin Pro application that will be for which we are going to create the iView in the portal. That is available in the backend ABAP system, which has to be a of course SAP NetWeaver 2004 system, because that's where WebDin Pro for ABAP is available. And then the portal, it has to be an SAP NetWeaver 2004 portal. If not, if it's a NetWeaver 2004 portal with a specific SP, there are some restrictions on using it. And in the portal, we need to make sure the system alias is already defined for the backend ABAP system, and then create a WebDin Pro iView. And while doing so, the most important thing is you have to remember to give the WebDin Pro namespace as SAP. Thanks a lot for listening to this e-learning demo. I hope it's helpful for you. Thanks. Bye-bye.